Hi, I'm Jerry Harms, the Hydroponics Guy. Today I want to talk to you about Clivias. Clivias make an excellent houseplant because they're easy to care for, they don't need a lot of light, and they're reliable bloomers. Our plants bloom every winter, but the key is you need cool temperatures. I mean, the evening temperatures have to drop down into the 50s for the buds to set on these, and then the cool temperatures will prolong the life of the flowers too. Our plants flower for 3 to 5 weeks, and it's a beautiful orange color. As you can see in these photos, we had beautiful blooms last winter. Now, what I want to talk to you about today is how to transfer these things from soil into our hydroponic system, and we're going to take a look at the roots in these things to see how they're growing. As I said, Clivia are a pretty easy soil wash or a pretty easy transfer from soil to hydroponics because they've got big, thick roots and the soil falls away pretty easily. So you just take the plant. I don't have any in soil to show you right now, but you just take the plant, remove it from the pot, knock all the soil off, and then take it to the sink, wash the roots. You'll see the roots are about as thick as a pencil. We're going to look at the roots on a plant here in a minute and put it into the hydroponic system, and away you go. Now the key to this is, however, is these plants do not like wet feet. And so here's how you water a Clivia in a hydroponic system. And that is, you pour water over the pebbles, the water goes to the bottom, and as soon as the little red indicator on the water gauge moves, you stop. That's all the water this needs. Then, while you're trying to establish your watering routine, every week or so, use the water gauge as a handle and pick it up and look in the bottom of the pot and make sure that the bottom of the pot, the outer pot, is dry before you water it again. And in fact, this plant could sit dry for maybe even a week with no water whatsoever before you water it again. So the water gauge here, it's mostly a handle to lift it up to see how the plant is doing. The other thing is it's supposed to keep you from overwatering because as soon as the water gauge moves, stop. Okay, let's take a look at the Clivia growing in our hydroponic system. First of all, I really like growing many plants, Clivia being one of them, in our tall planters. This is a 6-inch tall planter. The reason I like growing Clivia in this planter or any other plant that likes to dry out is that there's a good distance between the actual roots and the reservoir at the bottom, and so you're not so likely to overwater this thing when it's in a tall profile pot. And as the plant grows, I think the tall profile pot is a good looking pot. So the first thing we have to do, like I said, these are done flowering, so we cut the flower spike off way back to the base. That's done for the year. Now, let's take a look inside of here and see what's going on with this plant. Because like I said, these plants love growing in hydroponics. This plant has been growing in this pot for 1 year. It was growing in a 5-inch pot like this, and as you can see, it got bigger, happier, healthier, and so I moved it to a 6-inch tall. Like I said, I like 6-inch tall planters. So let's take this thing out of the pot and see what we've got. There it comes. Oh yeah. So there you are. Look at those roots. That's what you get growing in these clay pebbles. It's clean. The pebbles are clean. You have good control over the watering, and this is the kind of a root system that you can get in growing Clivia in hydroponics. This is the smaller of the two plants. Let's take a look at its roots. Squeezing the pot a little bit to loosen everything up. There we go. Good. Look at this. Yep, that's it. This is a healthy plant. So one of the things, as I said, that makes these plants easy soil transfers is because of the thick, heavy root, like I showed you. The other thing is that, oh, there's new roots there. You see those? The other thing is that with the thick leaves, thick roots, that's the hint that this plant has the ability to store water, which means you have to be careful. You don't want to overwater it because in its natural habitat, this plant goes for extended periods of time between rain showers, and that's why it stores water. And you'll get a root every now and then that's discolored and all of that. You just take them out, and we can put this right back in the pot. And I'll show you how we do this. And this is what you do after you do a soil wash too. You just wash all the soil off. This is what it's going to look like. Probably won't have this many roots, but this is about what it's going to look like. I fill the bottom of the pot with pebbles. I position the plant on top of the pebbles, being careful not to injure any of the roots. I press the plant down slightly because I want stability. And then I just fill in around the roots with pebbles. And now, this is important. I pack these pebbles in, get it in between the roots. You got to shake the pot a little bit. You don't want any air gaps in there. To get those pebbles all the way down to the bottom of the pot, around those big heavy roots, and there you are. Your happy Clivia plant. Now, if you have a Clivia growing in hydroponics already, I don't recommend doing what I just did, and that is just take it out of the pot just to take a look at the roots. If the plant is healthy on top, the roots are probably doing just fine in the bottom. So, there you are. That's how you plant a Clivia. And like I said, be very careful with the watering and you'll have a happy plant. And that's how I grow Clivia in our hydroponic system. These plants, they like being outside in the summer, and I'll probably put these outside in the summer with my orchids, but they need total shade, no sun whatsoever, and they need to be set up so that they drain freely so those roots don't sit in water. So that's how we grow our Clivia with hydroponics. Go out to your garden center, get yourself a Clivia, put it in our hydroponic system. I think you'll be happy with it.